Aloha. Hey, it's Julie Ziemelis, 365 Hawaii, Keller Williams 365 Hawaii Group, and today I'm with Amber Haley, Real Broker, and she is going to give us the lowdown on living in East Hawaii. And the cool thing about living in East Hawaii is the fact that it is one of the least expensive places in all the Hawaiian Island chains to actually live. And we're going to talk to her because she's a realtor, and she knows her statistics, and she knows what's going on with the housing market and life there because she's lived there for 6 years. So, Amber, what's it like to live in East Hawaii?
All right, living in East Hawaii is the best, you guys. It is, okay, maybe I don't want to tell too many people about it because it is a beautiful place to live. So on the Big Island, if you're not super familiar with our geography, East Hawaii, a lot of people kind of refer to the whole side as the Hilo side because Hilo is the biggest city over there, also the oldest in the state of Hawaii. So a lot of history over there. A lot of people know East Hawaii as being the wet side of the island. Right. Is that what you guys would say over here?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so as a Kona, there's a Kona side on every part of the island because it's dry side. Your side is leeward?
Oh, leeward or windward?
Yeah.
Yes,
windward.
We're the...
Windward?
Oh, no. Now we're going to look silly. No.
Windward side. So that every part of the Hawaii Island, there's going to be one side that has more rain than the other coming in from the east, and the dry side will be always the west side.
Yes.
So East Hawaii does have, come on, it's true, more rain than any other place on our island.
We do have more rain. You're going to find waterfalls, which you won't find over on the Kona side. Right. So East Hawaii is really beautiful. We do have drier parts of the east side and parts that do get more rainfall. Same thing as kind of on the Kona side, the higher up in elevation you get, you do get those cooler temperatures, the rainforest. So there's a lot for everybody in East Hawaii. I would say overall, when I'm comparing it to the Kona side, East Hawaii kind of has a more kind of like local flavor and vibe. And I say local flavor because there's not as much tourism over on the Hilo side of the island. So there's a lot of different kinds of people that live there. There's people who have retired there. There's people who were born and raised there. There's people who come out to the university there to come to school. And we do have a hospital in Hilo.
Right. And you got actually you get the university and another college, right? So you have the two institutes of learning.
Yes.
And the airport.
Yes, we have
the shipping area. So there's a lot of people who actually have jobs that live there. Where sometimes in Kona side, it's a lot of retired people.
Yes. And
people who work just in hospitality.
Yeah. So it does have a little bit of a different flavor. The Hilo is very vibrant. It's a really fun place. There will be some months where the sun really doesn't come out that much. So it is rainy and gray sometimes. But honestly, on a sunny day especially, there is nowhere more beautiful than standing on Hilo Bay looking up at Mauna Kea on like a beautiful, beautiful Hawaii day. So East Hawaii, it has a lot to offer. Another really popular part of East Hawaii is the Puna district.
Okay.
And
why is it popular?
It's popular because it's still within driving distance for a lot of the people that work in Hilo. You know, you can live in Puna, drive 30 minutes up the highway to get to work, to bring your kids to school there, or whatever the case may be. It is a little sunnier than Hilo as well. There's a lot of agriculture that happens there, and what a lot of people don't realize is how remote it is in East Hawaii.
Yeah. Right. You know, when as we're talking about remoteness, we have gotten quite a few calls from people who are from like mid-Texas or Colorado or places where it used to be they were the only ones around, and now they've had encroachment from building and development. So they're looking for places that can give them some space around their house, but they're not on top of their neighbors. And at least East Hawaii still has open opportunities like that, yes?
Oh, yes. We have wide open spaces, and especially because of what everything the whole world went through the last few years. I know a lot of people are looking for a home where they can breathe, be outside year-round, and have those wide open spaces. And there is a lot of that in East Hawaii. But something that comes with living kind of more rural on agricultural land is, you know, it might be really, really different for you if you're coming from a city. Some of the things, you know, that you are going to maybe encounter for the first time include like a water catchment tank. You actually catch rainwater and that's what you live off of. Or you have a well. or you have to haul all your trash and recycle to the transfer station.
Right, and you also have cesspools.
Cesspools. You might need to drive into town to get your mail. So it really is remote. So if in your mind you're picturing East Hawaii and you're thinking, you know, it's this place where you can kind of walk everywhere and things are really close. Everything's pretty spread out. You definitely need a car. You might need what we call, if you live in the Puna district, a Puna-mobile. Maybe like a less nice car to, you know, for country living, to haul your dirt and your mulch and your recycling and all of that stuff, like a Puna beater. You know, you don't want too nice of a car.
And there's a lot of unpaved roads.
A lot of gravel roads. I would say most of the neighborhoods I sell in East Hawaii, probably most of them, honestly, are not paved. You know, there might be partially paved, but the road's actually on a gravel road. So there are pros and cons to that kind of living. There are some people that have one thing in their head, and then they come and see East Hawaii and see how remote it is and see how much rain there is, and they realize it's just not for them living that remotely. And then there's other people who love living like that. They love having to drive 25 minutes on a really kind of gnarly gravel road and not seeing any neighbors and being far out and having to go into town when they want to go into town and see people. So it just kind of, you know, it's for some people and it's not for other people.
Right. In fact, the one thing too is like you're already moving out to the most remote island chain in the middle of the Pacific Ocean already. And then you put yourself on a piece of land that's far away from everybody.
Yes.
If you really want to be alone in this world, this is a good place to come, especially in East Hawaii. But get this. Okay, so one place that people look at is called HPP, which is Hawaiian Paradise Park. Tell them a little bit about that. That's a subdivision.
Yes.
And what does that mean that's different than being in a town, in a city?
Yes. Okay, well, that's a good point you brought up. So the biggest subdivision in the Puna District, Hawaiian Paradise Park, it has over 8,000 lots. They're not all built on, so some of them are empty. It is, I believe, the second largest subdivision in the entire country with private roads. So it's huge. It is a subdivision, and one thing about kind of living in that area that's new for a lot of people is it doesn't quite have the same like infrastructure that you might be used to. But it is so large that a lot of people kind of unofficially think of it as like a town kind of. Although it is lacking the infrastructure that you would find in a town.
There's no school.
There actually is a school. There is a Waldorf school in the park. But not, you know, not like a high school and all of that. There's not a public school.
And how far would you have to drive to get to a public school?
So there is the public schools in Pahoa, so about 15 minutes to the south, or public schools in Keau. So depending on where you live in Hawaiian Paradise Park, you might be in the Keau School District or the Pahoa School District. And they're both 15 minutes in either direction. So not too far.
How funny, 15 minutes. Oh my God. I had to drive my kids down to South Kona for 20 minutes each way. It eats up your day.
Yeah. But it's definitely a place where you need a car, and a place that people who kind of just like to keep to themselves love to live there. But also there's a lot of people who love to get together. The culture in Hawaii is very much family oriented. People love to get together with their family and their friends and their extended family, and barbecue on the Hilo Bay on the weekends, and
then beach parks too. They have beautiful beach parks.
Beautiful beach parks. I mean, really, really beautiful, fun places to spend the day. So, it's a mixed bag over there. But I really encourage you, if you've never considered East Hawaii, maybe checking it out. It is some of the most affordable real estate in the state, and it's a beautiful place to live if you like to garden, if you want to live on agricultural property, if you want to live a sustainable lifestyle. That's really, really popular. A lot of people like to come there, live off the grid, grow their own food, raise their own chickens. So, there is kind of something for everybody. I really encourage you to check it out, and let us know also what other questions you have about East Hawaii.
Right. But I will say, on the other side of this one, is because I wrote some books about how to move to Hawaii, I get people who are saying, I only have $300,000. I want to buy a house in East Hawaii. And then they're kind of surprised that what they can afford is a little bit more removed from the city.
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of people in their mind will maybe want to move to like Hilo.
Right.
But $300,000 isn't really going to get you anything in Hilo.
Right.
You know, you might get a condo, but right now $300,000 is going to put you in one of those neighborhoods on the outskirts of Hilo. And honestly, in the market right now, it's probably going to put you in a risky lava zone, which is something that we deal with a little bit more in the east side of the island than you guys really do over in the west side of the island, because we have so much real estate in risky lava zones. And that would be lava zones 1 and lava zones 2. So what a lot of people don't realize who maybe are looking at that low price point and see property online is that that is going to be pretty far removed, and it might be a much different lifestyle than what you're really thinking. You know, you might be 45 minutes down the highway, way deep in the jungle.
Right, and also the fact that and some people are willing to test it out.
Yeah.
The people who tested out the Leilani Estates division, that had a lava come through in 1955, and then lo and behold, in 2018, it all got covered in lava again. So if you're willing to basically give up $250,000 to chance if a lava flow comes through again, then that might be the place for you. But trying to get a loan,
yes,
it could be very different.
Yes.
Right, in lava zone 1 and 2.
Yes,
right?
it might not be a possibility for everyone, to be honest. So it's definitely something that you want to figure out before you really decide if you want to live in those areas. And it can also affect your ability to get homeowners insurance.
Yes,
so,
yes. Even though I heard State Farm does homeowners insurance in lava zone 2.
I'm not sure. And that is another thing. Even if we say that they did today, they might not by the time somebody's watching this video, because that does kind of change with our volcanic activity on the island.
Right. We were talking earlier about Mauna Loa. And we have another volcano besides Kilauea that's doing this thing with the island. And that's why another reason we did this video is because people tend to think twice about living on our island when there's imminent threat. Yeah. It's amazing how that happens.
It is amazing how that happens. Yeah. Tourism and real estate and life here.
Air quality.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's interesting though too, because when we had Kilauea going off, air quality in Kona was horrible because it all shifted over to our side of the island. And what happens on your side of the island?
We have the cleanest air on the planet, I'm pretty sure. Even during a huge eruption. You can live 6 miles from the eruption and be breathing clean air, because those trade winds usually bring all of that. Yeah,
it blows this way across East Hawaii to West Hawaii, where we're sitting in the muck, even though we're not burning, with what was happening like last time, where Leilani Estates and the river flow of lava that people were watching on the main news channel. We don't see any of that in West Hawaii, but we're feeling it because of the air quality. So one thing is nice about East Hawaii, air quality.
Great air quality.
Yep.
Really friendly people. Don't be afraid to say hi to people in East Hawaii. There's a lot of different kinds of people that live there. There's people like me who felt called to Hawaii and ended up on the Big Island, and I ended up in East Hawaii, and I know it's, where I'm supposed to be in my life right now. There are people who were born and raised on this island that are from there, and they're really, really open, friendly. They love sharing aloha. You give what you get on this island. There's people who've retired. There's people who come out to work in our hospitals and in our schools and have relocated for a job. So there's a lot of different types of people who like to do a lot of different types of activities. But I think if you're someone who enjoys the outdoors, you love nature, you love being around greenery, waterfalls, beautiful ocean, clean air, living a healthy, sustainable lifestyle, going to farmers market, you'll probably fit in really well in East Hawaii.
Yeah, the farmers markets. The Hilo farmers market is one of the most famous ones in all of Hawaii.
Yeah,
and then there's also one.
My favorite farmers market is Maku'u Farmers Market. But pretty much any day of the week, you can find a local farmers market in East Hawaii, and that's a really affordable way to live in Hawaii too. I find the farmers market produce to be really affordable compared to our grocery stores.
There you go, because they're growing a lot of pineapple and papayas specifically.
Papaya,
and then what else are they growing over there? They have mac nuts.
Yes, there are a lot of mac nut orchards. There's actually some coffee, although coffee is more a specialty over here. But yeah, we do have a lot of papaya farms, particularly in the Puna district. Yeah. But a lot of agriculture in general. There's a lot of people who like to live sustainably and kind of grow all of their own food. And then there's a lot of farms too.
A lot of farms. Yeah, in fact, I did a helicopter tour over, I took it off from Hilo and went over towards the volcano. And to fly over the geography of East Hawaii is to look at all the different kinds of farms and open space.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about, the open space. Because there is a lot of farming on that side of the island.
Yeah.
Right? So when we talk about the fact that what kind of person likes to live on that side? People like to get their hands involved in the dirt, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We're where we're here over here in Kona, people want to sit on their lanai with a cocktail and look at the ocean. Where I think people on that side really want to like work the land, and they really feel connected to, like you said, nature and people stand. You know what? Over here, we all like stand on a beach and get our little toes in the sand. Over there, people stand on the cliffs.
Yeah.
Right, and watch the sunrise and see the whales and converse with their neighbors on a cliff looking at the waves crashing against the lava, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different kind of spectacular. And to be honest, I prefer swimming at the beaches that you have in West Hawaii. But we do have some swimmable beaches.
Yep.
Honolulu up in Hilo, that's a good popular surf spot. I would say we have less places to get in the water, but certainly a lot of spectacular places to hang out by the water.
Right. And I'm thinking about, when I think of East Hawaii also, I'd say that the downtown core of Hilo is historic. It's very interesting. It's got some nice restaurants. The parks in East Hawaii, like Queen Liliuokalani parks.
Oh, yeah.
They've got more beautiful parks in East Hawaii than we do on West Hawaii. There's places where kids gather. The playgrounds and the open ball fields are huge.
Yeah.
So again, it's that if you play soccer, if you like taking your kids out to do things, there just seems to be a lot of space. But then there's the rain. So
there is the rain, but when you live in East Hawaii, you kind of just get used to it. Rain or shine, things are still happening. People are still getting together. It's all about ohana and family over there, and you'll see that if you ever drive down any of the beach parks on a Saturday in Hilo, all of the friends and family getting together. It's a really special place to live, and it's really the people, I think, that make it.
Yeah.
The nature is spectacular, but it's the people.
The people. And people say that about why they moved to Hawaii to begin with, aloha. But the people that live here and really live here are in East Hawaii. Or the people, there's a little bit more transiency going on in West Hawaii, and a little bit more people with the condos and the vacationers and things, where it's not so much like that on your side. So, yeah. So I hope that helps you guys understand a little bit more about living in East Hawaii. We have Amber on our program about real estate once a month. You can tune in to our real estate channel, the 365 Hawaii Real Estate Minute channel, and see Amber talk about housing statistics in East Hawaii every single month. And if you want to reach out to Amber directly, she does do Zoom calls with people. She does FaceTime with property listings, and we will put some information about how to get a hold of her. And we really appreciate you giving us some insight into East Hawaii, Amber.
It's always a delight.
So with that, we say aloha.
Aloha.